Alright, hello all. Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video here. So we here, of course, have the brand new burst mode against the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta Dokkan event here. I mean, the revamp, right? I mean, there was the Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku one as well. I think the revamp's pretty good, right? I mean, they did sort of streamline things and I don't know. I personally liked having a lot of the sort of options to make runs like very different. But essentially, if you want like the best stuff, you have to aim for the high score here. So, or I mean, at least very close to it. I don't know. I did like having more options, but I do think this is fun too. It's just a little I don't know because the rewards here. I mean, once again, they got massively upgraded. So I mean, overall, the change is definitely better, but I still preferred having more options. Now we're obviously going for the pure Saiyans clear here. I mean, hybrid Saiyans. I don't know. That could be something. Maybe I'll do hybrid Saiyans, or at least try hybrid Saiyans if this doesn't go well. But I figured the fact that we're fighting pure Saiyan enemies the entire time, Khalifa and God Goku should do fine here. And then just Broly and Paragus. I mean, they're good against pure Saiyans as well. And then everyone else, just big stackers that should be able to do a ton of damage. And plus, I haven't gotten to use Namek Vegeta in quite a while, so I figured this would be as good as opportunity as any. But with that being said, I mean, let's just jump in here. We'll see how this goes. I mean, the last one I do believe took me, it was something like 13 turns or something to clear. Right? These do take quite a while. That is the thing with burst modes. When they get like really, really juiced up, they're just, it is so hard to clear them quickly. That's it takes stamina though is the thing. I don't want to have to refresh a ton of times with stamina. I guess we'll work with this, but I would certainly prefer if my rotations weren't as they are. I will say that much. But yeah, I mean we'll see how this goes. Hopefully, I don't get completely screwed over here. I don't know because the Super Saiyan 4 Goku one didn't seem that tough, so we'll see. I'm still unsure how difficult these will be. Okay, but yeah, I mean Khalifa is just going to be like one of these characters that just like forever is just going to be insane because of the fact of guaranteed evasion, right? I mean, guaranteed evasion, it's pretty strong. Well, actually, I could probably no. I was gonna say I could probably stack her, but just to be safe, maybe going for more stacks with Broly and Paragus will be better because they I mean, she's going to be fine defensively at the very least, right? Whereas Broly and Paragus, they might actually end up needing their defense stack towards the end. So I guess I'll go for as many supers with them, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, the rewards once again, like 15. Well, I mean it's 15 stones from the missions from the event itself, right? But then also we'll get the 3 rainbow tickets, and I believe there's even one of the sort of like. And I don't get why they've done it in this sort of fashion, but there's like even the limited time missions, and there's like mission A, mission C, mission D. Like it goes all the way down. I think we're like at mission R or something right now. Like there's just so many like extra missions. I believe this is one of those as well. So I think it'll be actually more like 16 stones, the 3 rainbow tickets, and then all the the Kais and everything. It's a massive boost. Now, to be fair, I think technically you can actually get less Kais from it overall now, so they did retire the silver, burst coin, which you'd get what, like 400 or so, I believe, per clear, right? So I mean that ended up being 8 Grand Kais, and I mean I know a lot of people probably typically used this sort of silver burst coin on the equips, but I always use them on the Grand Kais, so I don't know.
I can't believe how incredible Broly is.
But still, it's not right.
But yeah, once again, these take forever is the thing, right? We're gonna be in this for a minute, and unfortunately here, Broly is not getting the opportunity to actually, because he does need to get hit for his additionals, right? Or it's been a little bit since I've used him. It is, yeah, it's for every attack received. Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, I don't know. That's another thing. So thinking about Broly here, that brings me to the topic of carnivals. I'm just Dokkan has been like so annoying since they introduced the carnival LRs, like how they handle them, and we'll see, right? Maybe somehow they like start putting them on more banners, but I feel like I'm kind of like screwed on getting Carnival Kid Gohan now. That's like really annoying to me, right? Because I don't know, like, when else am I gonna have an opportunity to pick him up? Like, would the best thing be like the end of the year this year that just started? Maybe they'll put him on like the New Year's step up or something. Like, would that be it? Like, I don't know. I just really fucking hate how they've gone about carnivals. Because I mean, even for the case of god damn, Vegeta just got shredded there. This quick, bro. Okay then. I mean, I guess I'll just jump back in, but it is not very often you'll just get fucking destroyed immediately into one of these. That is very shocking to see. And then, of course, I mean, what are we doing here? I guess whatever, man. The rotations are gonna be playing games, huh? Yeah, I don't know. So this one might even be a little tougher then. I guess to be fair, it is worth noting that the last one, I believe I only had the attack at the third highest setting. Right now it's at the second highest setting because they needed the extra points this time around because I'm going for the pure Saiyan instead of the hybrid Saiyan clear. So that may actually, I didn't think it'd make that big of a difference, but honestly, at least maybe like early on here, it might actually make a pretty big difference. So I'm gonna have to try and pay attention to that. I did not think I would really need to, but I suppose maybe I will. That is, I don't know, man, because that was like post super and we took 200,000 damage. That is very concerning. For phase 1, I don't know about all that, man. That, I do not like that whatsoever. Yeah, we'll have to see then once again. I mean, this may end up being pretty tough, right? Because at least with the Goku family one, or rather, excuse me, the Diamond Super Saiyan 4 Goku one, I was able to use Vegeta family for the clear. That's why I get that mixed up, right? So I had Vegeta Trunks. I think actually I was running double Vegeta Trunks. Or was I running double Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, actually? I can't fully recall, honestly. I know it was some variation of Vegeta family, though, right? And it's just like, I mean, obviously with having Vegeta Trunks on there, those extra stacks can be pretty helpful. And now here, I mean, we don't have access to that, right? So I'm not so sure how this is about to go. Vegeta, I mean, he just needs the 5 key spheres. And then I suppose he does need to be when attacking too, but maybe my best bet here is to put him in slot 1, I guess. Another thing I will have to try my best to keep track of. I'm not the best at this because, you know, typically I wouldn't have this condition on mine. This sort of, like when you're collecting the type disadvantage key spheres. Oh, that's not. How much does he take? We have 600k with the guard, but yeah, okay, man. Is this actually just going to be like really rough to do, or am I just getting like tremendously unlucky here at the start? It could be a little bit of both, I suppose. I have never died twice on a burst mode stage, though. That's what's fucking shocking to me. Dude, can I... What, what is happening with the opening rotations? Every time I'm just gonna have to fight him here? Is that what we're doing? It looks like that's what we're doing, man. God damn it. Dokkan, please. I would really prefer if you do not make it a hassle, these opening rotations. And then it's giving all the extra key to these guys, which they don't even need it. But yeah, Carnival LRs, I don't know, it's just getting to the point where it's like really, really annoying now. Because I can't believe. Like, dude, I mean, even Wrath Broly, it's like, now I do understand a little bit. Well, actually, I don't know, because they also have like this sort of, you know, the summon points where they somewhat quickly return characters, and it's just like, why wasn't Wrath Broly on Future Gohan's banner? And that's just sort of how they handle things with Carnival LRs. Like, they just sort of like haphazardly like put them on banners and such, and it's just, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, if they're supposed to be, I mean, obviously they're not as premium as the Dokkan Fest LR, but they're right there, and it's like, I don't know, I mean, Dokkan Fest LRs, it does take a while for them to return, of course. They only return a couple of times a year, but at least they do return a couple of times a year, right? And until it gets, you know, we're talking like 3 years into their release or something, and then, you know, Dokkan starts to retire them from banners. But they do return extremely often, at least in direct comparison to the Carnivals. You know, the Carnivals, it's just like, time and time again. And this has just been so, like, aggravating with Celebration. You know, Kai Goku, Kid Gohan, not on the goddamn. Dude, I am so low in HP already. Oh, man. I mean, at least I have the 70% damage reduction, but I need to heal here. This is gonna be rough, huh? Okay, I need to go for the physical piece here, because he needs to get more orbs for stats. I don't know. I mean, I figured with the 77% damage reduction he'd be neat, but because this is just a burst mode, but at the same time, you know, 77% damage reduction ain't what it once was, I'll tell you what. But I figured, once again, for a burst mode it'd be fine, but maybe I will need to, like, cut away and change up the team here, because, dude, Broly, I mean, that's 70% damage reduction guard. 70% damage reduction. 70, man. Not like 7, 70. It's like, how am I taking so much damage immediately? I feel like the thing really is, though, like, if I could just actually get through a couple of turns here, you know, we'd be golden. Oh, dude. See, now I'm getting forced to float Broly off. I need to get a couple of turns in. Once I get a couple of turns in, I feel like I'm good, right? Because that way we can actually start using the AGL Goku. And he's actually a very elite slot 1 still, obviously. Things should be significantly better once I can utilize them. But, you know, until that point, I'm kind of screwed here. I guess we'll just go for the physical. I don't know, man. This is actually looking pretty rough. Please. Characters, let's lock in here, dude. I can't believe, dude, this is just phase 1. I mean, I may genuinely have to switch up my team here. And go for, like, a hybrid sand clear, but, like, lower the attack or something, because this is honestly blowing me away. Because these are 4-phase battles, too. Right? And the stats are gonna, like, increase significantly as we continue. I mean, I've died to burst mode before, sure, but it has been quite a while. Right? I can't even recall the last one. I feel like it's even been, like, years or something. I could be wrong about that, but it's at least been quite a while since I've died to one of these. And the fact that I find that to be very concerning. I don't know. Once we start getting a little deeper into this, I don't know how our characters are going to be doing here. That is a very big concern. Because I just... You know, they also have the, like, once we get to the final phase, or is it the third phase? Whatever phase it is, where they start, like, building up the stats too, and it's just like... I mean, if they're already hitting this hard, when they start building up stats, man, like, that's gonna suck. And, I mean, next turn, I don't even... Like, I feel like what I'm gonna have to do next turn is I'm gonna have to float off Namek Vegeta. That's the best thing I could probably do, honestly. Yeah, dude, wait, hold on. I mean, I get I'll probably be able to hide him from supers, and that was before attacking, but we just took, like, what, 40,000 damage there? Was that what that was? From a normal? I don't like that. That's not good. What the hell, man? Dude, what did they feed this burst mode, okay? Because, once again, this is doing a lot more damage than I am used to. This is actually... You know, with these, I usually, you know, just randomly talk about something, which, once again, Chrono the LRs, right? Yeah, that was going to be my rant here, but... I mean, I might actually have to, like, really lock in for this. This might actually be the proper challenge, because I'm getting my ass whooped right now. And I mean, maybe it does look like, you know, we're actually starting to get a better handle of the rotations here. So maybe it was just something like for a couple of runs, but now we should be good to go, maybe? Hopefully, but at the very least, those were not great starts there, so we'll see. Maybe things can sort of look a bit better going on here. Well, I don't know, dude. Because once again, next rotation, the int key spheres, once again, I don't typically have that sort of condition, right? Where I need to actually be concerned about collecting the wrong type of key sphere. In fact, also, you know, historically, I also wouldn't get the ally key -1, right? The very last one, I did actually have that enabled. And this one, I even have the ally key -2. Because I figured, okay, well, I might actually need it. Dude, I dodged the normal, then I eat the super. You gotta be kidding me. Dodge normal, eat super. That's a fucking dodge character special. If I've ever seen it. Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, honestly, let me cut away for a moment here. Let me go back into the lab here. We're gonna cook up a different team, because this... Maybe it'll only, like, change a little bit, but I think I'm gonna try and see what I can make work with, like, Hybrid Saiyans, because this is not working clearly. I need to change something up, so we'll be right back. Okay, we're back here. I do have the team set up. Hopefully, this team should do a bit better. I do know, I mean, this Tech Trunks might seem a little odd here, but once he transforms, which is his third turn from start of battle, right? He does start to greatly stack permanently. Well, 99 turns, but for the most part. Now, I believe... Well, actually... This is probably start of turn, but I don't know. Or rather, phase 1. I think that should be a phase 1 buff. But either way, right, the AGL Gohan superhero support will actually be very effective for him. So let's jump in here. We'll see how this team does. I think it should do quite a bit better than the Pure Saiyan setup was. Which I will say is very unfortunate, actually. I was actually really looking forward to using Wrath Broly. I don't know, I feel like I want to use Wrath Broly more than I do. And once again, this is why I was, you know, when I was putting the team together, that sort of came to my mind. And let's let the animation play here, and I'll continue that in just a moment. Okay, well, I mean, with the manga animations, these aren't voiced, so I don't mind talking during them, but with Broly, now I do have him 55%, keep that in mind, but, like, his leader skill, and this is something they do pretty often, unfortunately. I have to put him slot 1. I do not want to, but I have to, because I have to float this Gohan off. But, I just, like, 55%, like, he's not like bad or anything, but I feel like he's not, like, honestly, the best time I've really had using him is like in festival battles, of course, right? In other content, he doesn't seem to be the most effective, personally, at 55%. But the thing is, I mean, with his leader skill, and I will never understand why they gave him exploding anger 220. Dude, like, genuinely, what the fuck were they thinking? Exploding anger. And like, the thing is, it's like, you know, sometimes they'll make these leads, and then the category will get, like, significant buffs later on, and it's like, okay, a few months down the line, well, something, like, initially didn't make sense, it does, right? We know, like, exploding anger has not gotten help, so I don't see the purpose of his leader skill. It's just really fucking stupid. Right? I hate that they did that to him. And I just, I don't know. I want to use him more than I do, because I do really like his animations. I do really like his sort of phase 2 stacking ability. While, I mean, his stats, I feel like his stats, his kit should have been better. I do really like him. And I never get the opportunity to use him, I feel, because, you know, with these newest, you know, fights with, like, Bio Broly and such, I mean, Golden Frieza gets his shit stomped in, right? So, I mean, you can't, I do really like that character still, but specifically because of the Gogeta portion, of course, right? It's not, I don't like that character for the Gohan portion, and it just, or rather, the Golden Frieza portion, Gohan here threw me off. I don't know, cause I like Golden Frieza, but it's just like, you know, you'd think 70% damage reduction guard, but we've seen time and time again, you know, somehow that's just, it's not enough these days, right? Dokkan decided to be haha big stupid and just, like, completely destroy the meta. And I mean, well, I don't know about completely, because it's like a lot of the characters that were viable pre-Artificial Life Form Red Zone are still viable. It's just, you know, it's a bit of a jump going from, I mean, the hardest content being, like, the hardest super in the game was Rose Zamasu with, or rather Rose specifically, with, like, a 20 mil, right? Very difficult super. Except for the fact that when you consider, god damn. Yep, and then I'm dead. See, and that's the thing with fucking AGL Kid Gohan, when he needs demonic power. That's not going to be an issue any other rotation, but this initial one, the game wanted to screw me over. But Tech Trunks he needs to build up, so, and then it's going to force me to actually look for, okay, I can't find a rainbow one now. That's good. That's lovely. Thank you, game. Yeah, I don't know. I figured with, like, Hybrid Saiyans, maybe the double AGL Gohan would be good, but if we're gonna get this fucking rotation, like, dude, the exact same rotation, AGL Kid Gohan cannot function here. We need his demonic power category ally, man. I don't know, though, because it's like, I'm trying to use Tech Trunks at the same time, and it's like, Tech Trunks, he's probably gonna take a lot more damage than Kid Gohan, so I don't know. This is just not going well at all, to say the least here. Okay, man. Maybe this could work. I'm gonna have to float off Tech Trunks, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. Carnivals, it just, Now, I probably, to be fair, I suppose I did do like 150 on Future Gohan's banner, but besides that, it's not like I was gonna summon too hard on it either way. But like, I don't understand why he didn't return there, and it's something they do so often with these carnivals. And you know, another thing here, I do like to point out when we consider Goku, Kid Gohan, right? These characters, it's like maybe, I don't know. Honestly, I don't really get how people could even potentially like the fucking bait banner. Like, I don't know. It's, if there was some sort of perk to it, right? Where, like the Daima one, where it's like, okay, it's a bigger multi, but you get like feature guarantee, and there's like a smaller selection, and I mean, I guess technically there is a smaller selection for that banner, but you know, all it had was the 330 stone discount. At least the Daima banner, it was actually, well, maybe not wise to summon on. I still feel like it wasn't necessarily like a horrible idea, right? There was literally like nothing redeeming at all about the Kai Goku and Gohan banner. And it just, they went out of their fucking way to hide the characters on that banner just to screw people over, and I don't know, I really hate that. Now, it's not like I was, you know, guaranteed that, dude, of course the super is right here. Why wouldn't the super be right here? It's not like I was going to be guaranteed, mind you, to pull, you know, Kid Gohan. Or pull, you know, Kai Goku dupes. Like, it's not like I was guaranteed to get either of them, but still, the fact that they aren't on the banners at all, it's just, Carnival returns annoy me to no end. Because it's like, with those LRs in particular, they've literally had, I think it's only ever been like 4 returns or something, 5 returns. And like, they came out, I mean, it depends on your version, of course, but you know, the quote unquote canon timeline with JP was over 3 years ago now at this point. And it's like, only having ever been on like 5 banners in that entire time, it's like, that is so fucking crazy. And I feel like it might get a little worse going forward too, because with GDC, well, I don't know, because I guess technically the LRs are gonna, like, they have set times, like the LRs for, you know, 11th anniversary of the carnivals, the return on GDC, and vice versa. But you know, Kai Goku and Kid Gohan did return on Tanabata, and you know, LRs in the past did return on the Tanabata banner, but now that's not going to be the case. I don't know. It's, they just needed to do something to improve it. Like, it just put them on more banners. I don't care if even like the lineups have like more slots or something. Like, we need an opportunity to actually be able to pick these cards up. So I don't know. We'll have to see if they actually do finally, because I know when they put the survey out at the end of 11th anniversary, I'm gonna be ranting. Now I was finishing that point there because this is going horribly. I need to. This team's not going to work. I thought maybe we'd have a chance, but clearly I'm just going to get terribly unlucky here. So I'm going to go back to the drawing board yet again. We'll be right back. Alrighty, round 3 fight. Goddamn, we'll see. Hopefully things can actually shape up here, because so far, suffice to say, it has not been going well. Now, I did end up deciding, and we'll see if it was a quote unquote like proper decision or not, that I would drop the team cost down, and instead I did raise the minus key. So now it's minus 3 keys. So that way I'll still hit the 8,000, but we needed to change the team up, because clearly that was not about to work. Either of those teams. I feel like this one, and especially this, feels like a good sign. I spoke too soon. God damn it. Okay, man. Because he's all the way out in the middle of nowhere. And I wasn't, oh man, I wasn't even paying attention about the bomb being there. God. Dude, this is going awfully already. Okay. I don't know, maybe Kid Gohan, maybe that won't be the worst. I hope it won't be the worst. At least we'll have to see, I suppose. But I need to get him over next to Tech Gohan is the thing. So I don't. We'll see how that goes. But I actually was really curious about using this guy. I haven't really properly gotten to use this guy essentially since he released. Because I only just during the celebration actually got my first dupe for him ever. Right? I did not have a dupe of him before this, so I'm actually very curious to see how using him goes. I don't know. Maybe I might be able to get 8 if I do this. I actually am. Okay, that's huge. Although, I mean, this guy's not the best slot 1, but as long as it's just a normal, I mean, we do have the guard in 30%. Okay, dude, this Vegeta is actually such an asshole. We're alive, though. Like, just barely. This Vegeta is such an asshole, man. Oh my god. Dude, he is sniping the worst possible character every fucking turn. Like, dude, literally every single turn, whoever would be the worst person to get hit, he's fucking attacking. Dude, every time. Can you stop this shit, Vegeta? Please, bro? Because the thing is here, it's like... I don't know, I feel like this rotation should be fine once I get several stacks in, but... You know, neither of these guys are really, like, very extremely elite slot 1 options. It's just... You know, burst mode, typically... I mean, clearly this one is proving to be very troublesome for me, but... You know, typically these aren't too difficult, so... I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully... Because the thing is, I mean, next rotation as well. Man, I don't know, we'll see what happens here. Hopefully things can improve, though, because I don't know, like, do I even put Tech Gohan in slot 1 next turn, or do I think maybe sticking with Physical Gohan might be better, because he has the 55% damage reduction guard, right? And I imagine that would be better, but... Dude, I am just, like, absolutely getting fucking destroyed in these runs right now. Okay, now... Yeah, see, I mean, we're at 431,000. I feel like putting him in slot 1, we should... I'm not going to say entirely safe, but it's at least better than what we have been. Now, for Ron Gohan. Manga Gohan, his orb changing, it's AGL. So I do need to make sure to conserve as many AGL key spheres as possible. So that is going to be something that I'm going to have to try my utmost best to preserve as I continue through here, right? Because certainly I'm going to need the key. Because the thing about running both those Tech Gohans together, I mean, not only do we, of course, have no links, which is an issue. That's another thing I'm going to put in the, survey. I did actually, that reminds me, I didn't like make, I don't know, maybe I should, like, make, that might be something cool to, I mean, I'll end up waiting until, like, the anniversary is actually concluded, but maybe that'd be fun to actually make a video on, my survey response, if anyone's curious, whenever they put that up, because I do believe, if a lot of, like, that sort of stuff is, like, a lot more, like, coordinated, like, a lot of people are sharing the same sentiment, I feel like they're going to be a lot more willing to, like, actually, and to be fair, Dokkan is very, very good about, listening to feedback. I mean, even if sometimes it takes them a while with, like, the friend system, they did finally implement the change we've been asking for years, right? So, when we ask them about something, and I'm not going to say, like, every single individual time or anything like that. I'm not going to make that claim. That'd be stupid. But I feel like they have a pretty decent track record of, like, actually listening to us. And I feel like if we just all, tell them, like, hey, A, B, C, D, etc., were, like, bad decisions, maybe they'll be more inclined to listen. At least that's my hope. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see, but there was the Truth actually on Twitter put out a poll, or not like a poll, but I don't know, asking. I mean, I guess it's somewhat like a pull of like asking everyone what their most like their worst issue, their most grievous issue with like Dokkan is currently. For me, I feel like the same name linking update. Like that is something I do not understand why like they've never done. And I get like like team building is like a vital like part of the game. It's literally in like how it's advertised, but it, and this is gonna be before like a lot of people's time. But I believe it was with the 6th anniversary only, right? I think it was we played. It was after one of the anniversaries. I think it was after the 6th. We played like 6 years or something, 5 years, whatever celebration it was, where you couldn't even have characters with the same name on the same team. Similar to how EZAs still work to this day, where you cannot have 2 of the exact same named cards. That was just for everything, every event, quest mode, SBR, EZAs, literally everything. You could not have the same named character, right? And once again, I get like team building is like a vital part of like how the game functions, but they recognize like, hey, this is not a good idea, and they got rid of it, right? I mean, it took them a while, of course, but eventually they did get rid of it, right? And it just feels like a artifact of like old Dokkan that for some fucking reason this system still exists where we can't link same name characters, because I don't feel like for the most part it's really going to change team building too much personally, right? I mean, honestly, like for example with like GT bosses, you're already running like 15 different Omega Shenrons, right? Like it's not, oh, I wasn't running STR Omega before, but now I'm gonna. Like, no, you were already running him, right? So it doesn't change your team. It just makes it synergize better. So I don't get why, for whatever reason, they haven't implemented that. But I feel like that's my main issue with the game right now. I mean, once again, there are certainly several nitpicks that can be made about the 11th anniversary, and once again, I feel like that would actually be something really fun to do. I will intend on doing that whenever they put the survey out, actually like going over, my response to it. But like I get with the exact same card. Like if we're talking like 2 physical beast Gohans, like fair enough, man. Like I honestly, I get it, honestly. I get that a lot of other people maybe, I don't know. Actually, I take that back. I feel like a lot of people are pretty understanding of that. Like not the exact same card, literally the exact same card, linking. But I don't see why we can't. Like these are not the same Gohan. And why are we pretending they are? That's the thing. This is from the BoJack movie, and this is from the Android/Cell Saga, right? Like these are not the same character. They might both be Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, but these are not the same character, right? This character, this moment is after the Cell Saga, right? Because Goku is dead, and Gohan is trying to honor his legacy, right? These are not the same character. This is not the same moment. Even if they want to do something as stupid as, okay, same name link character, or samely named characters can link now, but they actually have to be from different like sagas or whatever. Like with these guys, I feel like they should go all the way, mind you. I feel like just no matter what, unless it's the exact same character, they should be able to link. But there just needs to be some sort of like improvement to the system, because I mean, I genuinely can't believe that they just like have never. I mean, we're going on 11 years now, right? And Dokkan has been, once again, while as many issues as there have been throughout the 11th anniversary here, I've still been having fun with it, mind you. Although, to be fair, even with like the worst celebrations, or rather the worst anniversaries, I suppose I should clarify, I have had fun with the game. Even my least favorite celebration or anniversary, I've still had fun with. And I don't know, I think probably, like, honestly, my least favorite one probably would be the 4th year. I mean, active skills are cool and all, but and I wasn't like as in like the know with like the community and everything back then, but apparently like a lot of it was like leaked ahead of time, like literally months ahead of time. Like people had like the entire kits, and I guess like the night before like the data download or something, they could tell like the kits were changed for the 4th year somehow, like they weren't actually strong enough, and there's like a lot of like sort of like reused shots and everything, and I don't know, I just remember there being like a lot of quote unquote like drama to the whole thing. Maybe I'm misremembering, but that's, I don't know, you gotta think, I mean, we're talking, this was 2019, right? So it's certainly been a while. So maybe my memory's not the most clear, but I think the 4th year is probably the year I'd be like, yeah, okay, that's the one I feel like has the most issues with it to me. But even the 4th year, I heavily enjoyed. So, that being said, I still think for me, at this point, the 11th anniversary is probably like a bottom 3. As much as that sucks to say. Like, I mean, at this point, they've made so many blunders. And I really do hope that at the very end of the celebration, they're able to make a major comeback. It certainly still is possible. I'm not going to say it won't be, because I feel like it is still. I mean, certainly it'll be very hard to pull off, but it is still possible. This is actually very bad for us, because I don't have the 50% damage reduction. Please don't kill me. Okay, we only took 430. I was going to say, man, let's not do that shit. If I had to restart again, man, I mean, we're actually 3 phases in here. That would fucking suck. But yeah, they certainly can save the celebration still, but to me, it looks to be following a very, very similar trajectory to the 2024 Broly Worldwide, which I have, I mean, made my fair share of complaints about over time. Right? I am very vocal about the fact that I do not like that celebration. We had like a fucking few easy A's the entire time. Right? And one of those, it Broly, sucked. And then there was no content the entire celebration. What little there was piss easy. And now, to be fair, all of the characters were at least good. All of the animations, I felt were at least pretty decent. I did not like Broly's design. I fucking hate when Dokkan Fest LRs are designed in that way. Like, that is terrible. You should never, a Dokkan Fest LR, even Dokkan Fest URs, but especially a Dokkan Fest LR being restricted to one fucking category is so stupid. I still am very adamant that they should have swapped the Dokkan Fest Carnival parts. Like, I feel like Tech Broly should have been the Dokkan Fest. The Physical Trio should have been the Carnival. Like, genuinely, keep their kits the exact same, besides the leader skills, of course. And just make them like that. I feel like it would make a lot more sense with how they're designed for the Carnival and Dokkan Fest of the parts to be swapped. Like, I don't get why, for whatever reason, they went out of their way. And it really feels like that. They went out of their way to, like, screw over, like, Tech Broly. Like, Bro was crazy, and it's just like, I don't know, his leader skill, I mean, movie bosses, you could certainly make it work, but it's like, I mean, what was the point in restricting both Brolys to one category? That's my thing. Now, to be fair, uncontrollable power is a, pretty vast category, but still, I don't understand what the logic behind making both Brolys practically restricted to a single category. And mind you, it can also be said, if you're following Gohan's lead, he's a Carnival, he's not restricted to one category. I suppose Tech Broly isn't either, but just going off their leads, right? And then the Physical Trio, mind you, also You know, they wanted, what was it, an all-out struggle ally on the rotation for their support. So, you know, it's a little weird, right, with how they designed them. But overall, they were certainly very good, right? Even Int Broly, whose design I absolutely fucking abhor, right? But the entire celebration, up until the celebration was literally ended, where they announced the ECAs for Janemba and Gogeta, and they had those new challenge events that were fun and difficult, right? Like, it was, even though the very end, as we were moving into another celebration, was good, the entire rest of the celebration was, like, terrible. And I don't get why people, it's just like, oh, well, you know, the literal last day of the celebration being good makes up for the month and a half we had of just, like, absolutely fucking garbage. Like, I don't agree with that sentiment whatsoever. I feel like that's a very bad sort of sentiment to have. I don't like that, right? I don't, and it, once again, at least currently, it seems like the 11th anniversary is following that. Like, because I will say, I mean, it does, from the time I'm recording this, I mean, within the next day, we're probably getting the details for the 8th year anniversary LRs, which will certainly be extremely exciting. I'm going to intentionally not go for this. Will be extremely exciting.
Let's go.
But this doesn't... Are we actually going to sit here and pretend that, like, makes up for, like, no content the entire celebration? Does that honestly make up for the horrible, awful, fucking bullshit decision that Kai Goku and Kid Gohan are only on a bait banner? Does that make up for the decision to remove 50 rainbow tickets when every other celebration we've had 100? This time we only have 50. Does that make up for the decision to... I mean, and to be fair, from what I've heard, we actually have technically a little bit more... or rather, let me rephrase it this way. You could have a bit more stones than other celebrations currently, right now, if you got lucky with the RNG stones at the beginning. But besides the RNG stones, they've just sort of been, like, drip feeding. Like, they've reduced the stones from all the missions from what normal missions would have 5, they've gone to 3. And they have made a lot of just straight up awful decisions this celebration. And I don't get how, if, like, the very, very last... And to be fair, at least with Anniversary here, right, where it looks like, you know, the end of Part 2, and it looks like we'll probably have an EX part, at least if we have, like, a week of good stuff, you know, that's at least something, instead of literally with the 2024 Worldwide, where it was literally the day the celebration ended, right? But still, I don't think... And there are certainly several more awful things, like the easy RF Blues, despite how they aren't nearly as bad as, you know, we all thought them to be, but there are still so many issues with them. I don't think, personally, that, you know, like, a week of good will make up for the entire month and a half of awful, but I feel like it, depending on the amount of stuff they drop, maybe it could get a lot more, at least. It could get better, significantly, but I don't know, we'll have to see. Let me transform HL Trunks here.
Come at me with everything you've got. Goku isn't the only Super Saiyan. There's another one right here.
I don't know, I don't... Because there's also the whole thing, and I haven't seen anything more about this since the other day, but apparently, you know, there's this whole, like, situation that was somewhat come to public with, like, the animators, right, where I guess, like, some of, like, apparently some company that Dokkan contracted to do animation work subcontracted freelance artists illegally, and then, like, didn't compensate them for their work, and some of that work, like, ended up in the actual Anniversary LRs, is the way that I've seen the sort of situation explained, but I'm not, like, 100% certain that's actually what happened. But, you know, to me, from what little information has been made public, it didn't sound like Dokkan themselves, Amatsu or Geppy, they're not mustache twirling villains over here. Or maybe at least not for this. At least my understanding currently. It sounds like it was the contracted company that was screwing people over. But yeah, I don't know. It just sounds like behind the scenes, seemingly so much just like went wrong with like how the celebration. Hey, do you want to like actually do supers? Seriously? I swear if he dies from a fucking super. Thank you. Like so much with how this celebration has been handled has just been like so like very extremely confusing. Okay, honestly here, let me use Beast Gohan real quick.
Guess it's my turn. Special beam cannon!
And also, honestly, I think what I'll do is at this point, I feel like we're pretty well set up. We should be able to end with the Beast active next turn. But I don't know, and there are certainly, I'm not going to sit here and pretend there's nothing good about the celebration, because there are good things, right? It's not all terrible. Like, I feel like the thing that's gone sort of unnoticed for the most part is if you actually look at the free-to-play TURs, which I feel like they've done a pretty decent job with most of them. I personally do not like 2 or Tamagami 3, but Tamagami 1 and 2 are pretty tasty, right? And other good things, like, the fact that characters like Mini Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, or characters like, I would even say, Tech UI has gotten a resurgence here because of, physical UI characters. Like, the fact that, several of these older characters, or like free-to-play characters, are like getting improved. Because the thing with free-to-play characters, their HP stats are like actually real now. 17, 18 some odd thousand. Instead of, whereas before, for whatever reason, Dokkan's like, yeah, you get 8,000 and call it a day, right? Like, that was terrible. That's what would really set back the Super Bosses team from before, is even though the AGL, STR, physical, int, all those clones, literally all of them, I was just going by the types, but even though they're all crazy, although, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of the STR, and the AGL one likes to fraud out for me, but like, the reason that team was not like the best set up is because, it's a Carnival lead, so it's only 220 HP, and then the team composition is made up of characters who have very low HP amounts. So it does not work out very well, right? So I feel like that's a really good thing they've done, like, behind the scenes, sort of. And that's why, once again, I feel like it would be a really good idea to go through, like, the survey. And I might have to, I probably have to, like, read questions and, like, cut away and then, like, come back with, like, an answer or something. Because, some of those, like, essay sort of ones, maybe it'd take a little bit to think about. But there have certainly been really nice parts of the celebration. I think it's not very, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess just, like, honest to just sit here and say, like, nothing has been good. Because there has been a lot of good, but there's also been a lot of bad. And the fact that it has been handled in the way it was. And another thing, so the new event, right? And we did get the clear here, but I want to finish this up real quick. So the new event, they did say in that, part 2 stream, like, hey, it's coming out in, what'd they say, like, sometime in March? I imagine it'll be like Sunday or something, right? So they let us know that's coming out, and, that's cool and all, but it's like, I don't know. I just feel like, wouldn't they want it to actually happen during the celebration itself, right? Like, I'm not crazy there. So I feel like just something went horribly, awfully wrong behind the scenes, and they needed help with the animations, and they weren't done with the new game mode, and there was just you know, apparently maybe they just like took too much on their plate and they couldn't like back off from it for some reason, and it's just, we ended up in what we have now. I guess I don't know, but no matter the reason, like I just, and we'll see. I mean, the celebration could pick up a lot, but it should have been much better handled. It should have been much better. But there are still some good things about it. I just, and once again, like revamps like burst mode here, really great. We'll have to see what happens with the other part of the revamp for the Red Zone's Supreme Magnificent Battles, which should be happening in just a couple of days. Apparently, with the Artificial Lifeform Red Zone, it's going to go offline in 2 days or something, I believe. So, I mean, we should, there's been a lot of revamps, and they clearly care about the game. They're clearly trying to improve the game. But I guess maybe they just took upon like doing too many improvements, too many new animations, etc., all at the same time, and it just led to the situation we're in, unfortunately. But I don't know. We'll have to see how everything turns out. But either way, thankfully, finally with this team, we're actually able to very, very easily clear. I just took a couple of trial runs to get things going, but eventually we were able to get the win here, of course. And even this part did take quite a while. This was actually going to be like an hour long or something because of the initial part too. But it is what it is. But anyway, we got the burst mode cleared. That is what matters. We're gonna end things here. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.